So the Philippines instant girlfriend. No waiting required. You can just move right in. So if you come from a Western country, you're used to a bit of a process when dating women for the most part. Now, if you're an ultra giga chad and you're an A-list celebrity, you will have experienced this in the West. But for an average guy, there's a bit of a process and a bit of a caution with both parties sometimes when entering into a committed, titled relationship where you meet each other's parents and you live at each other's residences, or all that good stuff, eating every meal together, never leaving each other's side. But in the Philippines, it's much different. So here, what I noticed when I was single is when I would have a girl come over, she wouldn't leave. She wouldn't excuse herself. Normally an American woman would leave at 6 a.m. to go to work if we had the time of our lives and we spent the night together or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But in the Philippines, actually she would not excuse herself. She would continue to stay night after night at my condo until I said, hey, I got an early morning tomorrow, or hey, I got something I got to handle, or I got to fly to another, city or something, whether that was or wasn't true. But she would never excuse herself. And I think sometimes you're coming from a scarcity mindset in the West and wondering if you asked a girl to be your girlfriend, if she would say yes or no, and things of that nature. Well, let me assure you that she would say yes. And that's what they're angling for. And here in the Philippines, they sort of expect you to do sort of like a will you go out with me? Which in America, sometimes we just default fall into relationships by girls continuing to come over and be intimate with us and, whatever that may be. But here in the Philippines, even if a girl's 40, she will expect you to say, will you be my girlfriend? Like a lower level marriage proposal. Because that's just how it's done here in the Philippines. And that will be foreign to you if you're a 45-year-old dating 40-year-olds in Vegas. You just end up in a situationship, or that's just your default girlfriend, or whatever. We don't do a lot of, 6th grade passing notes of will you go out with me's here in the Philippines. So that's something different. But yeah, so it's basically an instant relationship. When you meet a girl, if you're even remotely decent looking or under 80 years old, it's a foregone conclusion that that woman is trying to be your official girlfriend, whether that's because of your money or your looks or your dashing personality or your passport. We don't know, but she's available to you. She wouldn't spend time. She wouldn't come back to your place. She wouldn't be spending the night with you. She wouldn't be texting you, chatting you, calling you if she wasn't available to you. So there is no possibility of getting rejected with if a woman's going to reject you, she's going to leave the Starbucks 30 minutes later and make up an excuse, or, it's going to be painfully obvious that she thinks you're ugly or your pictures were 100 pounds ago or whatever the case may be. And she's going to get the fuck out of there. If a woman's coming to your condo and spending night after night with you and, goes home and is chatting you nonstop or asking when she can come back over, or purposely leaving items at your condo so that she can get a second meeting with the AFAM, as they call them, a foreigner around Manila is what that stands for, just a foreigner in general. That woman is available to you. She wants you to officially ask her to be your girlfriend. And the bottom line is that you can get into an instant relationship at the airport, within an hour of meeting a girl, after the first night, whatever the case may be. For most girls, especially if there's a tremendous wealth gap, or she thinks you're very handsome, or she's always wanted to date a foreigner, or she's a serial foreigner dater, there is absolutely no grace period. There is no courting for foreigners, to be realistic. Other people will come in and say, I courted my girlfriend. Well, if you're 60 and your girlfriend's 20, you have to court, you have to give the parents gifts and stuff. I met a girl one time, high earning girl, was a top sales girl at the Uptown Mall in BGC. Beautiful girl. I remember she said, I don't give my number out to people, but she gave it to me. I'm sure she gives it to everybody. Who gives a shit? Anyways, she hit me up and said, I met Madrone. Madrone's a little, anybody that knows BGC knows what Madrone is. It's like a little food cart, but it's a fancy food cart in front of Xylo. I was walking back from Market, so I said, let me, she had said, why don't you stop by? Or I said, I'll walk by, or whatever. I showed up there. She was with, I think, a lady boy and her other friend, and they immediately started giggling and laughing and smiling, and they immediately exited, paid their bill, got the hell out of there, gave us our privacy. she explained to me that I needed to court her. And I told her, I'm not a Filipino, with all due respect to Philippines traditions. I've dated many Filipinas. There is no courting for foreigners, not 45-year-old ones, or not me, okay? I'm not saying, if you're a gentleman, you want to court, by all means, knock yourself out, but it's just not necessary. There is no courting necessary. You can be instantly in a relationship. It's just the way it works for foreigners that maybe have a shred of sexual marketplace value left. If a woman just wants you for your money, if a woman wants you for, she wants a fill and baby, whatever the case may be. I have blue eyes. I've had many, many Filipinas tell me, oh my God, I would want to have a baby with you. I don't even care if you stick around or send anything any month. I want a baby with blue eyes. I want a white, Miss Universe baby, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So that's just the truth about the instant girlfriend scenario that will be extremely foreign to any man that's coming from a Western country where we're getting interviewed by these girls. You can barely get a date. You can barely get a girlfriend with someone that's on your level. You can get a girlfriend, and you can get interest from women, but those women are going to be far beneath you 99% of the time, realistically. So it's just a thing that a lot of people kind of don't understand when they first come here, and they will think you're lying, you're trying to hype up the Philippines, I can't get a 20-year-old, I can't get a girlfriend the first night being there. It might be for all the wrong reasons, but you 1000% can get a girlfriend, and you can get a girlfriend instantly, probably regardless of your age. I can only speak from the perspective of a mid-40s white male, but I'm pretty sure I've heard this across the board, even with dudes in their 50s or younger guys or whatever. It's definitely available to you, and it's just the polar opposite of being in the West. It's a complete 180 from the West, where you'd be lucky to go out to 17 dinners and then get a girlfriend, or go out multiple times to try to sleep with a woman. Or these women have these sky high unrealistic expectations from guys because of social media and OnlyFans, and the chubby girl posting an angle picture of her cleavage and getting 5,000 likes, or being able to sell feet pictures to people. Women in the West, you're not necessarily getting an instant relationship. You probably wouldn't even want an instant relationship with a linebacker masculine woman. Some of these girls even look drop dead gorgeous, have fake boobs, all that, but their attitude is like a masculine gentleman from the army or something. So at the end of the day, definitely just trying to give you guys some education on that, give you something to be aware of, since a lot of guys have never been here. You haven't been here in 20 years, or maybe you did not have any knowledge of the fact that a girlfriend is available to you. Thousands of women are available to be your girlfriend, and you should take your time and not give a girl a girlfriend title the day you get here. But whenever you're ready to jump into the dating game, 18 or 80, you can get a girlfriend the day that you decide to get a girlfriend. So make sure that you choose wisely. Probably choose someone that has a job if you're not wealthy. Probably choose someone that doesn't have expectations for her family if you're not wealthy, or you don't want to take care of her mother and father and tita and kuya, that's uncle and aunt, and all that good stuff, because that can be a foregone conclusion. And one more thing, if the woman has dated a foreigner before, and that foreigner was a desperate simp falling all over himself to spend all his money on that woman is going to expect you to do the same. If the foreigner rented an apartment and he was back and forth to America and she got to live in said apartment while he was gone, she's going to expect that from you. If the foreigner bought a car or a scooter and then he took them away when they broke up, she's going to expect that from you. If the foreigner was giving her parents an allowance, she's going to expect you to give her parents an allowance. So if a woman has been with a foreigner before and she's willing to be honest with you about it, make sure that you ask her, even if he was a dashingly handsome 30-year-old, if he was giving support, and if so, what exactly was being done, because he has now set a foreigner standard, and many times that's a sugar daddy standard, where there is supposedly, she may or may not be honest about this, but where there is supposedly $500 to the parents, condo, even though you're not here, scooter, food budget, paying everything, sending you money every month for a little allowance and stuff. Some of the stories that these girls have told me that may or may not have been true were absolutely hard to believe. But listen, just wanted to give you guys a little education on that. I go live almost every day around 9 a.m. Manila time. I do consultations, jasperinthephilippines@gmail.com. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and sana all. Beautiful Manila, rest a bit.